everyone, my name is Kat Moonchild. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for future videos. So today we're going to be doing something a little different. I know I said I would be covering the major arcana today. I'm still planning on covering the major arcana, but I wanted to kind of sidestep a little bit and cover some other things, especially those of you that are really interested in doing this professionally. Hold your horses, we got some things that we got to talk about. That's what this video is going to be focused on here. I'm also going to be doing another video today, and I'm going to try to get it uploaded by tomorrow or Sunday. So again, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't ever miss an upload. Real quick, come say hi to my Buddha. Isn't he so sweet? Alright, on to the video. Alright, welcome back. I know we made the very distant journey from one side of my office to the other. So what we were going to be going over today was we were going to be going over ethics and etiquette in professional reading formats. A lot of people kind of skim over or kind of ignore this aspect of reading professionally, but I do find it to be crucially important. Number one, customer service. A lot of people don't think of this when they think of readings. Customer service is going to be very important in any service-based industry. This is a service-based industry, and as such, you're going to want to remember to always be professional, to always be compassionate and empathetic to your clientele. You're always going to want to be respectful of their belief system regardless of what they believe. There are going to be people that are scared of this. Why is to them, a lot of people don't understand what we do, how we do it, or how it works. That's not their fault. A lot of people don't understand how this functions or how this works. That's also not their fault. It's with respect and integrity that we should be approaching our clientele base. A lot of people will test you, for lack of a better word. Your job is not to impress people. You're not here to impress them. You're here to guide them. You're here to help them. You're here to teach them. As readers, we are the old school wise ones. We're the ones that the village elder went to in order to get information about the future. This is what we used to do. But now we're in the modern days, and modern days things change. Now we're on TV, and it's sometimes seen as a little gimmicky. There are scam artists and con artists out there, and this is also probably a pointer to people that aren't here to do this professionally but are merely curious. Yeah, there are such things as scam artists and con artists. Your general reader that is doing readings, this is a very tough field or a very tough industry to be successful in. I want you to please be aware of that. There's a lot of competition out there, and you're not gonna make bank. You're not gonna be the next John Edwards or I don't really even know who the professional psychics are anymore. I don't really keep up with that. I don't watch TV, but Sylvia Brown, Doreen Virtue, that's like the 0.01%. There's a lot of extremely talented readers, but there is con artists out there. So the things you want to look for in con artists is asking too many questions. As a reader, if you're doing readings professionally, it's okay to ask clarification questions. Does this make sense to you? Is this resonating with you? Yes, no, etc., etc. Getting too much information from your client actually can hinder the reading process and can actually interrupt the flow of the messages. You have to trust what you see, but you also have to understand you may not be interpreting what you see correctly. So rule number one, customer service. Be polite, be courteous, and if you're not feeling a connection, which will happen, you will have people you can't read with, you will have people you don't connect to, just offer politely, cordially a refund after a certain amount of minutes. If you're getting a reading from somebody and you're receiving the reading, you're the client, you're the person getting the reading. Um, do us a favor. If you're not feeling the connection, if you're not sure, that's fine. But if after 10 minutes, especially in a 30-minute session, you're just like, this makes no sense to me, which will happen sometimes. Some of the information won't make sense. It'll make sense later, hindsight being 2020. Just ask for a refund. Um, don't 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 make your reader go through the whole half an hour and then ask for the refund after that. That's kind of a little unethical. It's better to just say, no, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it. Don't feel guilty for it. We're here offering you a service. It's your right as our customer and our client to say, no, I'm not resonating with this. Can I please get my money back? Do you have a recommendation? I am more than happy to recommend people to my friends or to people that I trust if I feel I cannot provide them what they're looking for or what they need, especially because as a reader, I am actually a very highly specialized reader. I'm a very, very specific reader, and I am not for everyone, and I have to respect and honor that. So, number one. Two, when in readings, do not, capital N-O-T, do not diagnose any illnesses, do not predict death, do not do these kinds of things because A, that is a liability unless you are a certified medical professional, or unless you are a lawyer, or unless you are this, or unless you are that. That is not your job, or please do have a waiver to protect yourself as a reader, saying that you do not take place or anything like that in lieu of proper medical procedures, proper medical advice, etc., etc., etc. Because clients do really trust us with our information. Clients do really trust us to know what we're talking about, and as that is a lot of trust, it's really, really important to understand we have a curve of error that's probably in the 10 to 20% range. Honestly, truly, because the future is unpredictable. The future is based off of choice, action, and consequence, and we're reading the most likely outcome of possibilities based on choices. There are some things that are set in stone, there are some things that are not. We as readers don't always see the full scope. We still are human. We will still only see a certain amount. And this is just things I've learned over the years. Even though I may be really accurate, that thing did happen. It didn't happen in May though, it happened in November instead, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't really matter. What matters the most is that we're understanding that we do not know it all. I'm sorry, we just can't. We use 10% of our brains. We are flawed with our perception and our interpretation. Our job as readers is to be the most open we possibly can be to receiving the messages that are given to us and to try to interpret those personal messages as accurately as possible. 3, one modality may work for one reader, may not work for you. Some people are going to be amazing at tarot, other people won't be because they're not meant to use tarot. Some people will be amazing at runes, some people will be amazing at the I Ching, or shells, or smoke readings, or scrying, or any other different modality, pendulums. These are all just examples, and some people do best not working with any of these tools at all, but the most important thing to understand is these are tools. What we're doing comes from us. These tools are only meant to aid us and to help us in our reading sessions. Number 3. Ooh boy. Readers will attempt to tear each other down sometimes. This is just human nature. Whether it's jealousy, whether it's name a thing. Other readers, other psychics, other people in metaphysical practices, this is still their business. You're still competing with each other. I feel like there's plenty to go around, but again, I'm just talking based on my experiences. You have to live in your lane and make sure you're in your lane, stay in your lane, and make sure you're trying to stick to your integrity as best as possible. Again, we all make mistakes. We're all human. Even readers are human. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do these things, but Try to remain as authentic to yourself as possible. Trust in spirit, have faith in spirit. That spirit will protect you. Archangel Michael, white light yourself. That's the point of intentions. That's the point of setting your intentions. That's the point of the stones. That's the point of all of this, is to protect ourselves from the energy of a client, from the energy of ourselves, and that which is around us, so that we are safe. Don't engage in energy games. Don't engage in all of that. Sometimes we have to defend ourselves, but that doesn't mean that we have to attack. There is a balance, and finding that balance can be very, very delicate. Let karma sort it out. I've seen that when I just try to, truth comes out eventually, always. And what's the old saying? Haters gonna hate. Haters are gonna hate. They're gonna hate you. There's gonna be people that don't like you. There's gonna be clients that don't like you as a reader. There's gonna be readers that don't like you as a reader. There are just people that, this is not just always all love and rainbows and sunshine, just like everything else. I've been in this community for quite a long time, and I have seen beautiful things, sad things, and you do get very, very connected to people. So that's just something to understand as you're networking and as you're out there and as you're going forward in your reading practice as a reader, as a professional, to understand that not everyone is going to welcome you with open arms, and that does not mean that you should not be doing this. That means that people are people. Don't take it personal. The next thing is that you will get attached to some of your clients. I've had some of the most beautiful spiritual family come from my clientele, and I had to choose between them being my clients or my friends, and I'm glad to say I chose them as friends. And it makes me very emotional, so if I start tearing up, please excuse me. You will meet beautiful people, amazing people. People will come and go. Some people will fall, some people will fly. Again, you have to stay in your own lane. You are not responsible for people listening to your messages. You're not responsible for people following your advice. You're not responsible for convincing someone to believe you. If you know your messages are accurate, all you can do is hand them over and be done. Once they're out of sight, you have to make it out of mind. You have to let go of that energy, so you're not carrying that energy with you, so you don't get sick. You will get sick if you hold on to that energy. It's not fun. It's all solar plexus energy, especially for a lot of empaths. They'll feel it in their stomach, they'll feel it in their heart, they'll feel it in their chest, and it is no bueno. It does not feel good. Let it go. Let it flow. Let it go. Let it flow. If you need to make that your mantra, if you need to write it down and put it on a post-it note somewhere around you in your space to remember, let it go, let it flow. You are a conduit. You are a channel from the crown to the root. Let it go, let it flow. Very, very important to understand. Also very, very important to understand, should I read friends or family? That depends. That depends on how attached you are to the outcome, because your attachment to the outcome will change the reading. I've been able to read friends and family, and I also have not been able to read friends and family because my feelings got in the way. That is a true thing. That is a real thing. That gets in the way of the channel. You're not objective. In readings, we have to be as objective as possible. If we're unable to be objective, it's best to let it go. Remember, we're spiritual counselors. That's really what we're here for. We will do a lot of grief counseling, marital counseling. We're spiritual counselors. That does not mean that we have a right to give mental health diagnoses. We are not, again, certified professionals. We are not, unless you, of course, actually are a therapist. But if you do not have the proper medical diagnoses, what you always want to do is recommend they seek that out. Please go see a doctor. Please go see a counselor. Please go see send them to the right place. And sometimes a gentle nudge from a psychic can make a huge difference in someone's wellness if they choose to listen to that advice. Again, that's not our call. But when it comes to reading friends and family and being objective, that's the most important thing, is that we are objective and that we are giving individuals the understanding that we're not here to judge them. Sometimes that can be hard based on our own personal beliefs, on our own personal morals, principles, values, and ethics. If you cannot separate yourself, just choose not to do the reading. You also have a right to refuse service. Most of us are independent or independent contractors. You have a right to refuse service. If you feel like something is going to be toxic to your energy, harmful to you, harmful to your energy, if the reading is harmful for you, give it back. Politely refund it, release them, let it go. Sometimes there's no amount of money in the world that is worth sacrificing your peace of mind or your heart for. Another big topic is, should I charge for my readings? Absolutely. This is why. I have spent thousands of dollars, thousands of hours on books, my tools, my stones, my cards, classes, etc., etc., etc. My jewelry that is used for protection. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not cheap. Okay? This is my trade. This is my craft. It costs me money to be the best I can be, to do this professionally so that they can get the best experience that they're getting. I have been educated, formally, informally, self-taught, thousands of hours of reading, thousands of hours, hundreds of books, you name it, hours and hours and hours on Google, because let's be honest, Google is the end-all be-all in information. I have learned and learned and learned and learned, and I am still going to continue to be spending my money on learning and growing and practicing and teaching and developing my time, my effort, my passion to be the best that I can be. And everyone who's serious that I know of has done the same. They have put their heart, their soul, their time, their effort, their blood, sweat, and tears into learning their craft so that they can be at the top of their game. And we gotta eat. We have to put a roof over our head. Again, we're in the modern day, and as modern day, a chicken is not going to put a roof over my head. Back in the day, they used to trade the chicken, they used to build the houses for the wise ones, they used to do this, they used to do that. A chicken's not going to fix my car or give me gas. I do love chickens, actually. I'm very, very fond of chickens. I think chickens are wonderful. Don't get me wrong. But, I have to pay my bills. And a lot of people will say, this is not a real job. Like, an artist is not a real job, or a writer is not a real job, or a craftsman is not a real job, or a blacksmith is not a real job. You're gonna hear that. Put on your blinders, keep moving forward. You're following your dream. You're following your passion. Don't listen. Again, haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate. Just because I did not go to a college, because I don't really know, I'm not aware of a legitimate college to learn this. If I'm wrong, I'm very, very sorry. There's centers, there's programs, that is very, very true. I know some of them are very good. I'm not aware of them. I'm, again, not really in the know, as I'm following a different path right now in my reading practices and in learning, and I'm becoming very focused and very specialized on very certain subject matter. So again, I'm sorry for anyone that is educating through a program. That does not mean it's illegitimate. It just means I am not aware of those things. I'm sure some of them are very, very good, but just because you as an artist are not going through a traditional program or a writer, but that does not mean you did not spend thousands of hours honing your technique, practicing your technique, reading, learning, studying. So important for us to understand that people with a craft, this is a craft, this is a trade. People with a craft are still legitimate. Don't listen to people saying this is not a real job as a way to bully you out of what is yours to have. Because that's really what it is. It's bullying. I'm sorry. I'm sure there's going to be people that disagree with me, but I have legitimately been bullied. I am willing to be of service to those that can't afford it. Be open to trade. Be open to trading skills and trading time and trading items. Buy me dinner. I know people are struggling right now. There are people that are struggling, legitimately struggling financially, but this is why I'm trying to offer these free videos to people to educate them for free. I'm not making money on this right now. I hope our community grows. I hope we're all doing well, but I am still trying to provide valuable content for people to learn that aspire to do this professionally. There is a way to give back that does not have to take away from you or take away from them, but there's always got to be an exchange of energy. Money is energy. People work for their money. Money is energy. That energy becomes food, which is energy and nourishment for your body so you can keep going. There's a constant cycle, there's a constant trade, and this is something that we have to keep in mind. It is okay to ask for your services to be compensated in whatever fashion you deem appropriate, but don't undersell yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. Another thing is when you're doing readings, a lot of people don't realize it's actually very draining on the physical body. Self-care is super important. Please make sure you eat, remain well hydrated, sleep, take care of your physical body, or you will feel the effects. And I'm talking when you're doing readings regularly. I'm not talking one here, one there. I'm saying when you're doing 5 a day, 6 a day, every day, every day, every day. You will feel that on your soul. Make sure you're taking your breaks. Make sure you're nourishing yourself, mind, body, spirit. These are all very, very important things that some of us forget to do. No one guilty around here, but I will tell you it makes a huge difference. It's usually in the protein area. From my experience, it's protein. I need protein. I need something to ground me. I need something to bring me back down to earth, because when we're reading, we're resonating at a very high vibration up in the crown. We're getting messages through the crown, through the third eye. That's where we're at. We need something to bring us down to earth. Grounding meditations, grounding stones, hematite, black tourmaline, onyx, apache jet, obsidian, snowflake obsidian, petrified wood, red jasper. Take your pick. And of course, food, protein, nuts, cheese. If you're vegan, of course, I respect that. Go with your nuts. We're all little nuts around here. You have to be a little nuts to do this anyway. But make sure you're grounding. It's very, very important. Let that energy pass through your system. Let that energy pass through the channel. Don't neglect yourself. Mind, body, spirit. You may get third eye headaches if you're doing this every day, every day, every day. What's a third eye headache, you ask? Pressure. You feel like you can't see. You feel like there's something on your third eye. Like, it's not a fun experience. Trust me, you don't want to have that experience. But if you do have that experience, what you need to do is actually shut down your third eye. People are gonna go, what? You're talking nonsense. No, seriously, shut that down. It's been open too much. A lot of people focus on pineal gland, pituitary gland, decalcifying. We'll get all into that later. Okay, guys? It's another conversation. But they'll focus on opening the third eye. That's wonderful. The third eye is perception, awareness, clarity, and thought. Your purple stones, your indigo stones, primarily are what affect your third eye and opening that channel. But please also understand when it's open and you're reading and you're reading and you're reading, you're seeing and you're seeing and you're seeing and you're seeing, and your third eye is going, give me a break. What you can do to shut it down, because sometimes you gotta shut it down. It is not healthy to keep your psychic ability on all the time. That's why people are, when you're walking down the street, I'm sorry, I'm not reading you. I do this all day. I want some quiet. I don't want to be bombarded with images and messages and feelings and voices and thoughts and the radio that's uncontrollable. It's not a fun experience. So that's why I don't just read strangers down the street. I'm like, I don't want to know what you're thinking. I've done that all day. And by the way, we don't actually know what you're thinking. Surprise. I know. That's another subject as well. But the way you can shut this down is with a carnelian or another orange stone, like an orange calcite. Look at me knowing all my orange stones. Aragonite, creedite, calcite, and carnelian are probably some of the easiest. Carnelian's one of those stones that you don't need to cleanse, which is so lovely. Yes, stones need to be cleansed. They need to be retuned. According to my stone teacher, they don't really get negative. They get thrown out of frequency, and they have to retune. We'll go into vibration. I'll make that another video. We'll talk about frequency. We'll talk about megahertz. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about that. But this video was for the would-be professional or somebody who's focused on making this a career. Just some tips, just some pointers from a professional. This is what I do. I do many other things besides this, but this is what I do. Even my work outside of my work is focused on my work. It all comes back together to the metaphysical. It's all metaphysical. It's all the spiritual. It's all comes together. So this is my all, my end all be all, my practice, my life, who I am. But sometimes to just be me is to step away from that and be okay with doing that. You don't have to be this all the time. Here, be you. Be who you are. Be authentic. That's what I wanted to also show you, is that we're people too. I like rock and roll. Big secret released. I like rock and roll. I do like the lovely, pretty music, but sometimes I need more than that. I need something I'm an Aries, guys. That's a lot of energy. I need to release that into the universe. And I talk with my hands a lot, I know. I'm sorry. But I have to release that. And I need a good release. I need a good run. And I don't run, I walk. I was a little overestimating there. But I need to exercise. I need something loud and strong and that beat and something that moves me on the inside to release that Aryan built up, pent up energy. Honor all sides of you. It's okay to be you. You don't have to share your personal self with people. You know, we all have that work face we all bring forward. We all have that customer service face we bring forward when we're in a work capacity. That does not make it authentic. That does not make you not you. But that is not all of you. That's not all of who you are. And that's the most important thing to honor, guys. So I think I've covered everything that I really wanted to cover. Just, again, a little side note. Respect your clients. I don't know why I want to say this again, but respect your clients' beliefs. Respect how they feel about their interpretation of the universe around you, or around them, around all of us. We're all one. a lot of us agree with that, regardless of what path we walk. But let them be them. Let them be who they are. Accept them for who they are. No matter what path they're walking. You know, again, some things moralistically may not align with you, but that's the lovely thing. We can agree to disagree, and we can still be there to support and to change this world. So that's what I wanted to say today. Also, just again, a little side note. We're not here to tell people when they're going to win the lottery. That's my number one joke. Can you tell how many times I've heard that joke? I'm not here to tell somebody how to make it big. I'm here to tell people how to make their lives better in whatever ways they can with whatever tools they have at their disposal. That's my goal. All right, I love you all, my precious lovelies. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification down below. You can find me also on Instagram and Facebook. I'll leave the spelling of that in the description down below at Moonchild Dreams. It's not spelled the way it sounds, so please make sure you look at that. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to having you again.